Okay, we're going to look now at finding the midpoints given two coordinates. Now I'm going to show you the kind of graphical way that you can do this, obviously by plotting the 2 points, and also just using numbers and using what you have with the coordinates. So let's have a look at these two coordinates here, 4, 2 and 10, 8. So if we looked at those on a graph, we would see this, 4, 2 and 10, 8. So let's plot them. 4, 2 is going to be here, 4, 2, and 10, 8 is going to be there. And if we just join those up, we want to find the midpoint of those two coordinates. Okay, the midpoint, the halfway point of that line. Now hopefully by eye you can see it's going to be there. Okay, but in principle this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at how far away is 4 from 10, and 4 is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gaps. So we don't want to go 6 gaps, we want to go halfway, we want to go 3 gaps. You can see here that gives us our first point there. And then we look at 2 and 8 and we think 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again, and you can see if we go up 1, 2, 3, the third gap here, that gives us that one here, and we can see the midpoint here is actually going to be 7, 5. Now the way we would do that without drawing out or having a grid is actually look at the differences between the two x numbers and the differences between the two y numbers. So if we call this x1 and y1 and x2 and y2, if we work out x2 take away x1 and divide that by 2, and we also work out y2 minus y1 and divide that by 2, what we'll have is x2 is 10 take away 4, so we'd have here 10 take away 4 divided by 2. 10 take away 4 is 6, divided by 2 is 3, and here we have 10, sorry not 10, we have 8, and we have 4 there, take away, sorry, we have 2 there, 2 divided by 2, we have 6 there again, divided by 2, we have 3. So it means we have to move 3 in the x direction from our first point and 3 in the y direction from our from our first point as well. So that kind of matches what we've done here. From our point we've moved 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's found our midpoint. So our midpoint, looking back at this, is from 4 to 2, we have moved now to 7 to 5, and that is our midpoint. Now what happens if our points are slightly more complicated? If they're slightly more complicated and they're negative numbers as well, things can get maybe a little bit trickier. But let's have a look at this one. So you think this is our first x number, x1, this is our x2, this is our y1, and this is our y2. What's happened? We've moved from x1 to x2. How far is that we've moved? Okay, and you can see we've actually moved here. It doesn't really matter about the signs. We've moved 5 here. So in essence here, what we've done is we've moved from -8 to -3, so therefore we've moved 5. If we want to find the midpoint of that, we divide that by 2. So in actual fact we're looking for a movement of 2.5. And here we've moved from 10 to 3. That's 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. So we're looking for a movement of 3.5. We can see here the movement is from 10 to 3, so the movement is down. So this number here, 10, take away 3.5, will give you the coordinate of 6.5 for the y, and here, minus 8, we've got bigger actually, to minus 3. So what we need to do is add that onto that, so that would be minus 6, minus 5.5. That's where we should be. Shall we have a look on the diagram where that should be? Okay, so those are our two coordinates there. So let's plot those. Minus 8, 10. Minus 8, 10. And let's also plot minus 3, 3. Minus 3, 3. That's there. We'll join that up. We'll then have a look at the midpoint. So we've moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. So the midpoint is going to be up here. And we can see exactly where it's going to be, even after just finding one place. We've moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 3.5. That is going to be there. Yes, that's where our midpoint is. We can see our midpoint is at minus 5.5. Minus 5.5. And here, that is going to be 6.5. So our answer here is actually minus 5.5, 6.5.